The spring season is in full swing. Good grades are being posted. So I'm thrilled that Chris Gotterup of the Oklahoma men's golf team has some time to do a little extra credit with PGA Tour University. Chris, we will talk about your current day status here in just a minute, but I would be remiss if we didn't recap the last 4 years really quick. You spent time 4 years at Rutgers, shattering school records, 2020 Big Ten Player of the Year. You had the highest individual Big Ten championship finish for Rutgers. Summarize your time real quick as a Scarlet Knight.
It was awesome. It was everything and more than I imagined before going there. That's home for me. I'm a New Jersey kid through and through, so to be there and to do the things I did there was truly special for me.
Now, obviously, you suffer through the COVID pandemic, as we all have, but that granted you the extra year of eligibility. You decide to take that extra year and transfer to Oklahoma. What made you decide to do that and do so at Oklahoma?
There was a ton of factors. Obviously Oklahoma is a storied program in college golf, and seeing all the people that have come through and the impact that this program has had on them, it was pretty hard to not turn down. And then obviously going through the process and talking to Coach Hibble and Bill and some of the guys on the team, it was I felt like the perfect fit for me. And then obviously it's worked out nicely so far, and hopefully that we can keep improving that.
Now, one person that you probably talked to in that decision-making process was Jonathan Brightwell, who also was a graduate transfer for Oklahoma last year. He finished in the top 10 of the Velocity Global Ranking, and we've seen his success that he's had since then. I know that you all have a relationship, so how did he help you in this process?
He kind of just set the blueprint, as Coach would say. He did what he had to do when he came here. He had a goal to finish in the top 15 and made a pretty big move from when he first got here, and obviously he had a great season that year. He was a second-team All-American, and he did everything he wanted to, and obviously he's had a great start to his Korn Ferry and pro career. So, talking to him, seeing where he was at, and him explaining how he went about his process here, it just really made it come to fruition for me. So it was a pretty easy conversation between the two of us. We played with each other back in the day, and to see what he's done, and then for me to kind of follow in his footsteps a little bit has been pretty fun.
And as you mentioned, things have been working out in Norman. This past fall, you enter into your season 64th in the Velocity Global Ranking. You then jumped to 27 at one point in last week's ranking, and now this week you sit in the 17th spot. A lot of that has to do with your success this past week at the Puerto Rico Classic. You win the individual title. Oklahoma wins the team title. Both of you shatter records. You go 20 under par, team goes 59 under par. What have you found to be a contributing factor to the Sooners' success?
I think we're really internally motivated. We don't listen to the outside noise too much, but we like proving some people wrong here and there. And, we just have fun. We work hard each and every day on and off the golf course, and we're pushing each other to be the best that we possibly can. And it's been fun, and, we still got a lot of work to do, but it's been a nice start to the year, and hopefully we can keep pushing.
And individually for you, you're firing on all cylinders. As we mentioned, you were doing so at Rutgers, and now you're doing so at Oklahoma. So when you look at your golf game and where it's at this point, how do you describe it and what's working best for you? Because your success is being, shown and recognized and rewarded throughout all the rankings.
Yeah, it's fun. Each week I'm working on something else. I'm trying to find something to work with for the week, and I drive the ball well. I hit the ball pretty solid, but you can never be good enough in the short game area. So I'm working on that constantly with Coach, and me and Logan are roommates, so we're constantly going back and forth with each other and playing each other, battling. So having those guys to push me is always keeping me on my toes, and I'm chasing Logan right now in the rankings. So until I catch up to him, I won't be satisfied.
Now, the immediate future for you has you going to the PGA Tour's Puerto Rico Open next week. You earned an exemption into that by your individual title, Puerto Rico Classic. This will be your first PGA Tour start. Now, I know the feelings and the emotions will probably hit more with you next week, but at this point in time, what is that feeling like to have earned that exemption?
It's cool. That's what I kind of came here to work on and improve my game, and see where it's at right now is fun. But, you know, I'm really focused on Southern Highlands right now. That's where we're playing next week. And the Puerto Rico Open will be kind of house money for me on top of that. So I'm not really too worried about it. And if I go play well, it'll be fun. But it's kind of just another event that I'm going to take as we go about the season.
And an amazing mindset to have, as you just mentioned, obviously balancing your collegiate schedule with now a professional schedule. How do you do that to stay in that moment and know here's the tournament that's first and foremost, and be in, you know, where your feet are, and then move forward a few days later to change that and then go back to it, honestly, because there's still so much to play for collegiately.
Yeah, exactly. Like you said, there's so much to play for. So each week's super important. And I don't want to get too far ahead of myself. And, you know, when I start thinking of the future, it usually doesn't go too well. So I try to take each week as it comes and kind of go with the flow. That's kind of how I do my thing. But, you know, it's exciting, and I'm excited for our team and what we have coming up next week. And after that's done, I can focus on the next part. So it's fun, and it's all good problems to have. But, you know, I'm just going to focus on Southern Highlands for now, and then we'll deal with the Puerto Rico Open when I get there.
Well, Chris, thank you so much for going with the flow, taking time to talk with us in this edition of Extra Credit. Congratulations on a successful season so far. No doubt a lot more to play for. So we look forward to what's to come later on this spring for you.
Awesome. Thanks for having me.